Good morning, Franz. How's everybody doing today? I woke up at midnight, so it's gonna be a short stream today. I also have to find all of my sculpting tools, because I don't know where they are. I have an idea of where they are, but I'm not entirely sure. But hi, how's everybody doing? Fantasy super sleepy. I'm surprisingly not sleepy. If you hear some sort of weird humming, I think that's a snowblower. But fantasy was first, and first arrival. Chiselsy second, Kavash third, Mewtwo's fourth. Hello. How is everybody doing? You have to go to school tomorrow? I mean, that's pretty normal for people your age. Kind of surprised you don't go to school every day. I'm also trying to not be too loud because my mom had to go back to bed this morning. She didn't sleep well last night either. And she's not making any sense this morning. I told my dad I was going to take the day off, and I ended up streaming anyways. That Me Too was also about waking up at midnight. There's a little bit of a delay sometimes. And for Jesus' sake, when I say my mom's not making any sense, she's had 2 strokes. So she has aphasia and apraxia. They're two different things, but they both affect language centers. So aphasia affects speech and language callback recognition usage, whereas apraxia is actually like musculature problems. So problems with pronunciation and movement of the jaw and whatnot, and control of that whole system. Drawing therapy, making sad looking creatures. That's that's so sad. I shared the monthly dose of good news. They've successfully treated Huntington's disease, which is amazing. So instead of uh, dying early, you die later of Huntington's disease. But it's a start. The longer you live, the more chances of finding a cure for Huntington's disease. Somebody even got to go back to work when they were on medical leave because the treatment was so successful, which is really neat. I hope they make more cool medical breakthroughs like that. California has stopped using coal for the first time in 100 years. They still use a lot of natural gas, but it's still, that's cleaner than coal. And all sorts of things. So, yeah, good news. Good news is better than bad news. And as for what I was working on, I was just drawing all the individual pieces for my costumes so I know where to start working on things, and stuff like figuring out how these skirts and layerings work. I can't hear the music at all. What is wrong here? Oh, my volume was just too low. 7 weeks of holidays? Wow. Australians got it good. I mean, I suppose it's very similar to what we had when I was in high school. because the next term of high school wouldn't start until like near the end of January. It's been so long since I was in high school, I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, summer holidays and all the other holidays are like 2 to 3 weeks. Wow. Morning, Ross. We're having a short stream today because I've been awake since midnight and I've got stuff to do today. I'm running craft night, so I've got to find all my sculpting tools because we're going to be working with Sculpey today, and I'm going to be teaching the others about tea pets and showing them the tea pets that I have, so people can sculpt whatever they want, but I will have Sculpey. Yeah, I woke up at midnight. Oh, and the Larptown land got cheaper. I went and I refreshed the page where the Larptown land is being sold, and and it was like, this land has been sold, and I'm like, what? And then I look down at the bottom of the website, and it's like, new listing, or this property is no longer available. And then I look down, and it was like, new listing, and I'm like, well, that's once again $20,000 cheaper. I wasn't able to sleep at all till 2 a.m. Yeah, I went to bed after dinner. So, we ate dinner quite late, actually. We were finished dinner at like 7:30, so I didn't go to bed until like 8. I went to bed at 8 p.m. I woke up at midnight, and I've just been awake since then, and I'm just like, fuck. Ah! But yeah, I just thought I would doodle each piece of the outfit so that I know what I need to make, and yeah. I understand. Things are pretty rough there. Oh, and my weight's down again today, which is great. And that was with half a cup of coffee in me. If I keep doing this thing where I only eat at dinner time, the actual OMAD, one meal a day, I keep losing weight. So as long as I keep that up, we're good. It's great. I love it. Maybe I'll be under like 290 for Conquest. That would be so great. Because I'm fat. It's so hard to lose weight though, man. Oh! Accidentally, hit everything. But yeah, this is a multi-layer costume. I'm gonna have to make it out of the lightest possible materials. At least linen and cotton and stuff are cooling. Silk, on the other hand, tends to hold on to heat. I guess it depends on the silk, but silk can be quite warm. You just need to look at good news, Ross. Only look at good news. Never look at bad news. It'll help you get over it. Despite the fact that I haven't slept, I'm still pretty positive today. I need to figure out this middle piece. And it's probably just gonna be more ties. Trying to keep things to the right scale. You know, I've never actually drawn the Dendronia logo before. Except to just copy what we already had existing. It's kind of heart-shaped, doesn't it? Almost. Got a loop and a loop and a loop. And a little peak. Good enough. They're only supposed to be representative anyways. And yet I still want it to look nice. I'm sorry you're having to deal with all that stuff, Ross. It's rough. But looking at good news can help you think more positively too. Because it changes your perspective on the world. I posted a monthly dose of good news in the news channel, so you can watch that. You made a sad fantasy creature. I'm sorry that you're depressed. You should draw happy things. Like friendly flamingos. I used to draw cruelty crows, and then I started drawing friend flamingos, and it was better. But also, like, the artists who drew Care Bears, their studio, they would draw Care Bears in, like, the worst horrible states. Like, zombies and decapitated and all sorts of stuff, because it was like, they were so sick of drawing happy things that they were using the Care Bears as an outlet. And just drawing them in the worst sort of ways. So, you know, looking at positive things all the time may not necessarily be good for you either. Or drawing positive things when you're not feeling positive about them. This may not be good. Sometimes you need an outlet, And if art is the outlet drawing sad creatures, then, then, you know, power to you, do it. Draw sad creatures. I would just draw my character as sad, but... I have drawn angry things when I'm angry. And I can say that, yes, it is a good outlet. That is adorable. You know, it looks like Zeogrim's little gremlin things. Wait. There, that's better. You're just unconsciously influenced by Zeogrim. They're still cute. Yeah, I wasn't like trying to say you were copying them or anything. I was just saying they remind me of that. Why am I drawing this from so far away? What is going on here? Ah. I can't draw a straight line today. Just one of those days. Zio is a super good artist. I should probably take my meds. It'll be smart. I better take the meds. Shazam. That's done. Wow, that line was so wiggly. I'm just like blah 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 blah. Why are my hands shaking so much? Okay, I gotta remember to be quiet because my mom's trying to sleep. Why is this so hard to draw today? It's so crooked. Okay. I think that's how those pieces are gonna work. Go to bed? No. Oh, you're telling Jesus to go to bed. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed, Jesus. Thank you for the lurk. We do have a lurk command. Enjoy your nap in the shade. So everything's got this lean to it. And I want to use this tool. There we go. Good enough. So let's see. The top is 4 layers. The bottom is technically 5 if you include the waist wrap. I went to the kitchen, saw it was a mess. Fuckface was there. Fuck this shit, I'm out. You're gonna go to sleep after stream? I'm going to, Neff, thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. I'm going to be looking for my sculpting tools after stream. I at least know where all my Sculpey is. just a light stretch. How you doing, Neff? We're having a short stream today, because, as you can probably tell, I've been awake since midnight. Raziel Arai, hello. How you doing?
Raziel is visiting the island.
Welcome to the islands. My name is Seika. I'm a Demora, descendant of the Incubus and Succubus race. We just call them QB for the gender neutral term. Because I am QB. I am Petite. I'm an artist. Welcome. How did you find us? We're just working on doing the layout for my my pattern needs for my LARP costume. This is the character I take to Conquest of Mythidia. I'm gonna be giving out curses at some point, and one of them is gonna make you walk like a crab for like a full minute. I'm having a very short stream today because I've been awake since midnight and it's now 9:30 in the morning. Well, thank you. We've been working on this painting, which is a fix-up of a practice we did much earlier in the year, and it's gonna go up on display when it's done. And otherwise I do commissions, make weird meme emotes. Let's see, oh, can't open that one. This one's one of the commissions that we're working on. When it opens, there we go. The one we're doing the commission for is Necromancer Dark. He's a member of our community. And I got into all of this by doing costume design commissions for other people at the LARP that I go to. And that started with this one. It's my friend Dell's costume, and it was his girlfriend who commissioned me to make his costume, design his costume. She made it, and then she commissioned me to do hers. And I've got two more in the works for other people, and a coat that I'm designing for another guy who also goes to the LARP. So, slowly making a name for myself in costume design, which is strangely what I wanted to do when I was 9. And then I moved on to other things, and then somehow came full circle. And now I'm a VTuber. Normally I do have a 3D model. Where am I here? I normally have a 3D model, but my Vignan is broken, so I'm just hiding down here so that people can still hit me with cans. But yeah, this is what I look like normally. I'm just hiding. My mouth works because that's connected to the system. So the mouth is connected to the microphone, so all the mouth flaps are done according to the sounds that the system is processing. Whereas my camera, for some reason, is not connecting to Vignan, and therefore it's not registering my movement. So I am static Petite until I can figure out why it stopped working. So you found me through art. The last couple of people that came by, they found me through LARP, which is a very, very limited tag on what's it called? Twitch. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I'm still torn on the colors, Ross. I'm still torn on the colors. We have a lot of variations. Oh wait, that's the puzzle stuff. That's the original. Those are claw examples. And there's the fish variations. The many variations. So my references for inspiration, fabric choices. This file's getting a little big. Yeah, and we're making our own language for this character species. Where's that little crab drawing? Oh, it's on the swatch. I'm gonna move Crab Walk Man here. Because I love him. I don't know what it is about that stick man, but he's great. Torn over the colors. Well, yeah, but when you're planning to make your thing out of, like, silk. I have a folder called More References. Look at these costumes. Like, look at these costumes. They're so good. Just and like all of the embroidery details in here, and then all of these little extra bits that are obviously 3D printed. Morna Broad says, well, yeah, hang on. Oh, I woke my mom up. Sorry. Yep. I feel a little bad I woke her up. But yeah, look at these. Like, damn. This one's a BJD. It's a doll. But, damn. I like the headpiece. The crown. That's rad. I should make that out of foam or something. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Ross. I still want to design little pieces like this to go here. And I love these sleeves with the... Oh, it makes me want to redesign the sleeves now. But I'm looking at all the embroidery and I'm like... Let's throw the more rest down there. And then of course we've got our umbrella holster. And our fish lantern. Fabric samples. Yeah, I'm gonna put these extra versions down here under the backing layer. Oh, that can go here too. Actually, we'll put this over here. Because we have to design and make that too. And I'm just going to make this a lot smaller. To go over here with the other bags. As for the last parts that need designing, it's just the shoes and jewelry and stuff. I'm debating on remaking my horns. I need to do some wire wrapping for this piece because this thing goes there. Because I have one bead left from first year. And to make up for the symmetry loss, I'm going to use the coin that I was gifted by the Crimson Commander. So things I've still got to make. I've got to make this, and this. But the rest of these things are either purchased or can be purchased. This one I'm saving up for still. And all of these little golden bells, still looking for a place to buy them that's not direct from the manufacturer, because I'm still not certain about that. Because I have to buy like 20 of them at once, and I'm like, what am I going to do with 20 bells? I need like 5. I guess I could turn around and sell the rest of them on like Etsy or something. Yeah, the reason I switched back to working on this is because if I don't establish exactly what I'm doing now, it's not going to be done in time. I still have to look at solidifying the flight and the hotel and pricing that out, and my tent, which I should probably pull from the other design file. That's probably what I'm going to do the rest of the day after I find my whatchamacallit, my sculpting tools. That is the wrong file. The nameplate's finished, by the way, guys. It's finished. Where is this file? Taking time to open. Tent. So I need to go over all of that now too. I'm just gonna turn off the swatches. And the design's probably gonna change. Floor plan. So we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put that in a subfolder. I'm gonna duplicate it, turn that one off. In order to donate space to whatchamacallit, the Alchemist Guild, which I am, Arias is running, and I am joining, even though I'm not an alchemist or a healer. Wait. We're probably going to drop this down to 150 centimeters. this part's gonna change too. Seriously, what's going on here? So we're gonna cut it down. Oh, I see what's wrong. The line's not straight. Hello? Why am I like this? Since I just need a one-person tent. Which means the center line's gonna move too. As a matter of fact, I can cut this all off. That's 200. Is to here. This will be like 225, I think. Ah! Thank you for the hydrate, Cora. Hi, how are you doing today? What's from meow? We're doing all sorts of things today. I was gonna have a short stream today. Who knows? It might go longer. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, and now I'm feeling it. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Oops. This goes in this folder. Hi.
Is this yours?
Nope.
Whose is it?
It's gotta be Jesus. It's not mine. Cora has food. What kind of food do you have, Cora? Anyways, so, the cot that I have is 190 centimeters. Thank you to the group of you that got it for me. And it's 65 centimeters wide. Neff! Neff has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the doop snoot, but a lot less weird. It is the snoot that gets booped, the boop snoot. It's so much better when my avatar moves when I do that. Why have you done this? Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah. So, I have to make some changes to this in order to make it all work. I need a new layer here. The fly for this tent is gonna come out a little wider. Oh goodness. Let's do this really dark blue. Or not. Make it dark blue again. Why am I like this? I hear snowblower again. You still dumping cans on me, guys? It's Say the Potato. Get it right. I am potato, not great. Just potato. Okay, so the tent fly is going to come out like that, and that gives me a little bit of space right here to exist. No. There's a stray boobot! Deny. I didn't like the color of this. There. A stray bot? Yeah, got rid of it. Now, part of the problem that we're having, I'm gonna just delete the old layer. I'm gonna close the old file. Close that file. The problem that we're having is I have to keep my guidelines as short as possible. So I'm gonna go back into the floor plan here. Gonna grab our red. And our guidelines are probably gonna have to come out here. And rather than have the two that come out here, I would just like a shorter one that comes out this way. just to keep things straight. Now, the problem with my design that I have foreseen, gotta make that cash. Am I planning on shipping a tent and a cot? The cot fits in my luggage. The cot fits in my luggage. I already have it. I used it this year. Used car prices are fucking nuts. Yeah. Nobody can afford new stuff anymore, and everybody's getting sick of all these companies being like, oh no, we're gonna make you pay a subscription fee to repair your shit. Anyways, with these poles like this, if I were to make this tent, the whole thing's just gonna fold in like that. Or fold in like that. So I have to put a cross brace across the top. And so that's probably going to have a brace across the top in here. I need another layer. So, one here. And one here. And these are going to be the poles that fold down into little pieces like this, since they're all going to be hidden anyways. And I'm not going to be making the poles out of, or I'm not going to be making the tent itself out of a heavy material. I'm going to make it as light as humanly possible. Capitalism's auto-cannibalism? Yep, it's happening. I want to make the tent out of materials as light as possible because our whole site is based off of, like, characters with magic and characters from other worlds and magical societies and whatnot. It's perfectly acceptable to have something that's probably made out of a lightweight material. If I have to pay for one extra pack, then that's what I have to do. But making the tent smaller will help with A, reducing the cost, and B, reducing the weight. I don't need a 2-meter wide tent. I think 150 centimeters is going to be too big, too. And the only reason I'm making the 225 is so that I have room to step into my tent and have a place to take off my shoes. Maybe I should draw the poles in the floor plan, too. I don't know what color to make these. It's a fly and an internal tent. So the blue part's the fly. And this internal tent, this is basically just the door would be here instead, up front. Let's bring the floor copy all the way up here. So the door would be here now. Instead, I wouldn't have this little external space, because I was planning to do most of my fortune telling sitting at my tent, but because I'm joining the alchemist group that Arias is putting together, I don't need that extra space anymore. So now I can dramatically reduce the cost and size and weight of my tent. And that way I donate my personal allotted square footage in the camp that's assigned by Bergschneider per ticket to the Alchemist group. So everybody from the Alchemist group is trying to either buddy up or reduce their square footage use so that we have guaranteed space at Conquest to play together as part of our little organization within the camp. It's kind of neat how they do that. I think each person is allotted like 8 square meters or something. This includes like guy lines and everything. Well, not entirely, because like guy lines can overlap. But this would be a one-person tent with room to stand up in. That's the reason why it's this shape. It's probably going to now be taller and skinnier. Well, it's just going to be skinnier, but I wanted the higher arch on the walls because I need to be able to stand up, and having a triangular tent just doesn't work for me because I'm still like folded over. You know, I don't want to be folded, say. This way I can stand up inside the tent and be happy. And that's why I like the idea of the dome tent. There was a plan to have the poles go this way instead of across the center, which is why I had the 2 guy lines. But otherwise I would just make a connector that goes across the top, and then the poles would come out this way. But this shape is not gonna work because of the way the fabric would just collapse in on itself this way. And the same thing with this one, which is why we had these guy lines here. And the only reason I want a guy line here, if we make a rigid pole that goes to a point here and has a little connector, so it would be a little triangular connector kind of thing, like something like that. Then we put a pole across here. And then here there would be a connection point here. And it would be a cross piece. And then we would add the little triangle piece here again. Cross piece, cross piece. And that should theoretically hold everything together. You would just have the same thing on the inside? Question mark? I don't know. It's set up to be a tension structure as is. A long pole sort of defeats that. Yeah, this is why I want to make scale models, because my brain is struggling to figure it out. Boys love horses and girls love cracking nuts. Good morning, Death. But yeah, Quatch, I already have the cot. The guys funded it last year. It was, I think it was Zero and Necromancer. I can't remember if Neff donated to the cot. I still gotta give them little thank you things. But yeah, the way I'm looking at it right now is separate poles for here, here, and here. So you'd have, like, extra ribs. Spare ribs! And you don't need connectors here because you would have pockets in the fly, or just loops that they go through. Grommets, that's the word. They're little holes. This one would just be one hole. They go together. They meet up. I don't know, I didn't draw that properly here, but they're supposed to meet up. The fly would work standing on its own without the center pole because of the way it's set up for tension. Like Quatch said. Even if I just had a single guy line coming out this way, it's this part that doesn't work under tension. Because it has no external force pulling it this way. So it would just fold in on itself and be a crumpled mess on the ground. If I tie it to the fly at the ends, like right here, and I tie it up to here, the two end poles, they already do slope outwards. These are the poles. What am I looking for here? There's a... If I take these off, those are the guy lines. The red ones were the guy lines. So if I take off my guy lines, the poles are these. These are the poles. See you later, Ross. Enjoy your nap in the shade. Those are on the fly and unnecessary. So if I take out these poles and I just tie these to these here, it should hold it. And probably one in the middle. I mean, it stands if I make it out of paper and wire, but I need to make a fabric scale model. I mean, I don't mind the internal poles. So the internal poles that I have are also these ones. So it would be 10 poles if I left out this one up top. Suggesting the 2 internal poles. Oh, so what, like this? The same angle as the, the same angle as the fly? Intended to buy it outright. The whole point of crowdfunding is that the crowd funds it, guys. My dad came from my tea mug. I still had tea and I was just like, oh. Yes, but the internal not extending out. Oh. So like this. This is crowdsourcing ideas 101 here, guys. Yeah, I was thinking covered wagon, but I couldn't find any information on how they actually functioned and not collapse in on themselves. And largely it was wood frames attached to the carriage. Let's lock this and grab a lighter color. I said lock this layer, grab a lighter color. let people know that these are at the back. These are behind. I can draw, I swear. This is very difficult to draw. This particular angle. Oh, thank you. I mean, that does make a lot more sense. Let's erase those internal poles. Yeah, because I've been struggling to figure out how to do this. Modern tents only have one set of poles touching the fly, and hang the internal tent down off that to create the needed separation. So these poles go for the fly, and then the tent attaches to it. So there'd probably be like little tabs here. And there'd be like a tie here. Tab that comes out. So these poles act for both the tent and the fly then. And then I would just have the poles for my fly edge. That really cuts down on the cost. It looks like some sort of weird dancing bug now. But I guess that way I still kind of get my almost boat shape. Boat ridge. Weird shape that I like. probably make the 2 fly poles into a single vertical. Isopods for the win. It was supposed to resemble like an overturned boat. Part of the reason why I don't want the 1 pole is because I don't want to be dodging poles. I simply just do not want to be dodging poles. I would rather have 2 extra light aluminum poles hidden inside my fly than 1 pole in the middle. I don't mind dodging, like, a guy line, but theoretically I wouldn't even need those extra guy lines. Like these ones, let's just copy this and turn that one off. I wouldn't even need these ones, really. If we have watermelon, shouldn't fire melon, earth melon, and air melon exist? Call them the Ella melons. Death is just in his own world. It's amazing. I love it. Either dodge poles or guy lines. Honestly, I'd prefer to dodge the guy line than the pole. Because if I were to put a guy line, it would just be one right here. If you want that, then you need to remember in compression along the spine. You need a member. What, like, put a pole here that attaches to this one. So you just take this thing and flip it. And make it a curve instead. Yeah, I wanted to have the horizontal lines come in here. Because Conquest can be any kind of weather you can imagine, with exception to maybe snow. And even then, we were pretty close to cold temperatures this year that were almost almost snow-like. But yeah, I was mostly planning on guy lines coming out like this. Because it can be windy, it can be pissing rain, it can be dry as balls, laser sun. Dancing dinos. Dancing dinos. And I'm pretty sure that rabbit thing is literally just the dancing gur that's been colored red. Traced over and colored red. Very close. And turned around. But it moves very much like the dancing gur gif. It's been redrawn. Bun twerk. Yeah, I saw the meme. It's accurate. It's very accurate. I miss rating certain people. The time zone change has really screwed things up. Everybody's got a theme. Did you see the whole stuff with the VTuber awards? Or not the VTuber awards, but the stream awards? Where, like, the guy who won top VTuber is a guy who doesn't even consider himself a VTuber and hates VTubers. And then they're like, they go to introduce the VTuber awards, and they're like, oh, they're, who's, like, chopping their kawaii and their ara ora farming, and it's like, they don't mention anything about the creative content that we produce and the technology that we've advanced in order to make VTubing more accessible. How it's great for people who are too shy to show their face or need privacy for various reasons. And, you know, I understand, like, award ceremonies usually do a little bit of riffing, but the disrespect that this field is shown from all areas is just so shitty. And then there's the ones who hate VTubers, and they're like, oh, the guy using, like, a fucking Windows 95, you know, piece of shit model who doesn't even like VTubers won the best VTuber. Like, take that, you fucking VTuber losers. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Just because we're different from you doesn't mean we're bad. Like, come on. I don't disrespect flesh tubers this way. Am I shocked? No. But it's almost like they had a whole category for VTubers, and then they treated us like an afterthought, and it's just so sad. Like, I understand, like, my model's not working, and it's usually scuffed, and, like, I'm not some big VTuber that... It's not like I have a say in the community or anything. Like, I love the fact that Burnt Peanut won, because whether he considers himself a VTuber or not, he's still a VTuber because he uses a virtual avatar to personify himself without being on camera. Isn't that what a VTuber is? Yeah, and I would, honestly, the Streamer Awards, I don't really care about them. It's the fact that we were treated with such disrespect as like a community. And then people like, oh, Iron Mouse and Sea Dog VA for best duo? Like, what's up with that? You know, that thing's a robot. And it's like, Iron Mouse isn't a robot. She's a person behind a screen. Just like you. And it's like, congratulations, you stuck your foot in your mouth. Well, yeah, the awards are literally just a circle jerk for the rich and famous and their best friends. The whole thing is rigged. Yeah, everybody knows that the Streamer Awards are rigged. And then Cutie Cinderella's crying about how everybody's disrespecting her award ceremony that she worked so hard for. And I'm like, well, you didn't. Maybe in the beginning it was honest and fair, but now it's rigged. It's rigged and it's safe. Only safe people get nominated. A bunch of people are already not invited right out the gate because they're too controversial or whatever. And it's just sad. I think we should have a truly internet democratic awards. Like, you can get all the bots you want to vote for certain people. Like, just absolute, complete and utter mayhem. We'll call it the Cheater Awards. Who can cheat their way to the top? Didn't she call someone a ditty? Probably. And she's like, I'll still be friends with people on the right wing. You know, I'll still be friends with maggots. because how can you communicate? How can you get them to change if you don't give them a chance to? And I'm like, well, by telling them they're being assholes, you're giving them a pretty clear signal that maybe they shouldn't do those things. It's like by telling someone they're being an asshole, maybe they'll recognize they're being an asshole and stop being an asshole. I mean, that's how I stopped being an asshole. Every time somebody told me off for being an asshole, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, I didn't think about it that way. And then I changed my point of reference and said, hey, you know what? I really was an asshole. I'm not perfect. I used to have the wrong views. But, like, it came out after the Streamer Awards that Burnt Peanut called someone the F slur on stream. And everyone's like, oh, Iron Mouse, why did you congratulate him? Like, that's so bad. Like, I've lost respect for you. And it's like, well, she didn't know. The clip just came out. How is she supposed to know? It's not like she watches Burnt Peanut. I mean, the guy's funny otherwise, but he's not someone I would actually watch. And they're like, well, clearly if it came out on stream and he realized he said it and then went, aw, shit, you know, it's in his vocabulary, which means he uses it normally. And I'm like, well, how do you know? Yeah, Neff, you're just an asshole. It's fine. We're all assholes. As I say, everybody's, well, just about everybody's got at least one, so there's always exceptions to the rule, right? There's some people born without one. There's some people born with two. Everybody's got an opinion. Spaceballs bridge scene? Yeah, really. Heck, I knew someone once with two buttholes. I mean, whatever, it happens. It's like having inverted nipples. Oh no. Something weird happened in your gene splitting? Oh, okay. I got a birthmark on my face, so fucking what? I only agree with Neff that he's an asshole because he keeps calling himself an asshole, so I don't actually think Neff's an asshole. I think he's actually a nice guy. But hey, I haven't seen the worst side of Neff yet, just like you guys haven't seen the worst side of me. So I could be a total asshole. The best two people in the stream to vouch for how I am on a personal level are Kavach and Mewjuice. There's a hole, there's a gold. That doesn't rhyme. It sort of rhymes. Not quite. Although I think you meant goal. Like Goal. Don't make me compliment you. I love it. That's a threat here. I would much prefer that to be the kinds of threats that go around my community. You stop putting yourself down or I'm gonna compliment you. How dare! Like, I tell my dad that I am proud of the fact that our most used channel on the server is science. Like, I am absolutely proud of that. I mean, it would be nice if people chatted more, but at the same time, you guys are always here. For reals? Oh, I think Havarti's asleep again. I'm sorry. Havarti's hibernating. It's winter. Man, I wasn't planning to go for this long, but I'm still going, so we'll just see what happens. Who's got time to chat? There's so much science to learn. Yep. And, like, the subsections of the wilds on the Discord, like, they're in some ways sciences of their own, like gardening, you know, dwelling, it's architecture. That's a science. It's an engineering. And art. It said I already redeemed the reward. Yeah, I don't know. Havarti's just not working. I can refund your points for you if you want. Say nigh the science, potato. Have you ever seen Super Science Friends? No, I have not. But I do know Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah, I have too many points. Yep. Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyways, where the points are made up and nothing matters. Or where everything's made up and the points don't matter. There you go. Guys, I made a clock out of potato! So you go, what time is it? Potato time. My art is pure gold. It's 3/4 gold, guys. I know Tesla's adorable. Havarti never works, do you, fish? Taking people's points. What do you do with them? Eat them? I made a clock out of a potato. Did you? Essentially a bunch of famous scientists. They all have superpowers and fight bad guys in time. Doesn't take itself seriously. I love that. He's gone fishing. Oh no. Havarti's becoming a cannibal. Well, I guess I'll have to make a scale model of this tent. And see if I can make it work. And if I can make the parts lightweight enough, then I'll have a tent for conquest. Because it's smaller, because we're donating the extra space that we were going to use to Arias and her alchemy group, it'll cost less to make, and it will be lighter. And therefore more likely to fit in my bag. Now, if I could only figure out something similar for a sleeping bag that's really lightweight and small, but still gonna be warm enough and fit me. You're making a cloak? Ooh. Hey, no problem. It works out for both of us, because then I have a space to interact with other people. And it's with other people too. Sorry, my brain just like kind of like stopped and just like, what was I trying to get at? I was also reading chat at the same time. Yes, absolutely share photos later. You should also start an art studio thread, or yes. Or not art studio, but a studio thread. The studios are for sharing everything that you make. Have you seen the guy? Some have managed to get Doom running on a calculator. Some is entirely powered by potatoes. I've not seen that, but I have heard of stuff like that. Wicked busy? Yeah, that's fine. I just encourage people to create studio threads for sharing things. easier to smut witch. Ah! I really wanted to buy her whole collection. I did give her a gold coin for her print. I still need to bring it back with me and get the Black Prince to sign it. I wonder if he'll appreciate it more if I brought it back with me. Be like, I really, really wanted to get you to sign it, so I brought it back. What's KOTOR? Unlimited power. Your laptop couldn't run it. Look, my laptop can't even run itself. I have to task you to get your copy signed. Yep. I'll do that for you. Alright, I have to run to the little demon's room. I'll be right back. I am the kind of person who would just, like, walk into the undead camp if I know where it is. I would just go find them. Or, you know, just skirt around the battlefield, walk out and be like, hey. Dendronia is a weird place. We're not afraid of the dead guys. Hira, hello. Bloodbred envoy. Enough! This is the second boop snoot. Snoot boop. You've booped the snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot. It gets booped. The boop snoot. That's the undead flesh. New friends? Yep. I don't know. Nameless kind of liked Odelia. She was interesting, and she has connections to Frivolita stuff, so I'm just like, yeah. Smut! Smut, 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 smut. my character is my way to explore the side of myself without feeling poorly about it or uncomfortable. And the Frivolita cards add to that because it's like he can chase smut without having to be weird about it. And being me wandering into the Undead Flesh camp, there's some amazing stories here, I just know it. So we at Dendronia are all about stories. Ah, I'm sniffly. I've had too much coffee and tea today. Aren't you worried they'll make you one of them, though? Then I will be the one with an amazing story! Yay! That's kind of funny. That's how you have fun at LARP. Can't wait to show off the werewolf. What? What's this about a werewolf? Spoilers. Uh-oh. I still want to know who put a price on my head, or who's asking about a price on my head. If they don't come after me next year, I'm going to be disappointed in them. They didn't come after me this year. And I was like, man, I got all excited right first thing. Man. I'll need to ask Jonathan if he knows anything about that, like, out of game. Makes note to pack dog treats! Oh my god, maybe I should bring some catnip for Kareem. Just get some oregano or something and tell him it's catnip. Someone put a price on my head and didn't even come after me. Who'd I have to kill around here to get some attention? Well, you see, eventually Nameless is going to come to the realization that he's no longer a Demora male, like a Demora man or a man of the Demora. So he's always saying, like, Demora men do not fight, and Demora men do not do this and that and this. And eventually he's going to come to the realization that I'm no longer a man of Demora, or a man of Demora. I am now a man of Dendronia. And I can do what I want. And when he has that epiphany, he's just gonna, like, dial up noises for a little while. And then he's probably just gonna go nuts. Because, like me, he's used to putting himself down. And, once I realize that I don't have to hide who I am anymore, that's when I'm just like, yeah! Let's fucking go! I'm glad I streamed today. I was gonna take the day off. I'm glad I didn't. I like hanging out with you guys. You guys give me energy. Which is why I want to get the claws thing done too. Which means I need to design the holsters for that as well. Ah! I should just start using a goddamn sword, but then I have to fit that into my luggage too. The claws would be smaller. Thank you for the hydrate fantasy. So how much coin do I have to buy all of Smut Witch's stuff? I do like that. Who do I have to kill around here to get some attention? Nameless is going to kill someone eventually. Or at least stab somebody. It might be Ark. Ark might get stabbed, depending on how much trouble he causes. Well, you see, Ark keeps causing trouble for Dendronia. Ark also threatened to shoot him. And Nameless is learning very quickly that men tend to be very aggressive, and he's like, I don't know how I feel about this. Why did you stab Kit? I ran out of options, and I thought it would be funny. Stab Argy deserves it after what he did to Arias. I mean, after what Arias did to him, I think they're pretty even. Zan Robbins, hello! Greetings from Germany. Well, speaking of Germany, this design is for Conquest of Mythodia. Not exactly new person. They've been here before. It's not a first-time chatter, but it's been a long time. But welcome back, Zan. Thanks for the lurk. I knew that girl's friendship speeches were gonna kill me one day. No, you can't directly order me to do it, but if Ark keeps causing problems or threatens him again, or ignores him, continues to ignore him, Nameless just might. He just might. He doesn't consider Ark a friend. He considers Ark someone very sketchy. And he already doesn't really like humans. So... He's scared of human men and Demora women. He's like, these two things, they cause me lots of problems. Always, all the time. The tent pole potion? We give him the crab potion? Or the crab fortune. If you buy it off me, it's out of my control. Hey, if he gets a curse that forces him to walk around like a crab for 5 minutes, that's totally out of Nameless's control. That's just fate. Oh, the potion makes you serenade a tent pole. So the crab one would be one of my puzzles. That's a curse. It's more wholesome, kinda. Yeah. A potion will make him freeze for 1 minute. Yeah, no, I'll give him the one of the crab puzzles. You believe you're a crab for 5 minutes. Yeah, it makes you go make out with the tent pole. Makes you go dance with a tent pole? Is that pole dancing? It will be when I'm at Conquest. You just need like a little makeup kit with you, and when somebody freezes, you just like draw mustaches on their face like they do in cartoons with the Sharpie. But it has to be a body safe, washable makeup thing. You don't want to put permanent marker on anyone. Well, a Crayola marker would probably work because it's washable. Mischief potion. Except you're not allowed to touch people without their permission, so you'd have to be like, do I have your permission to draw on you with this thing? Because people can be allergic to anything these days. Well, no, you would have to ask their permission. You wouldn't do it without their permission. NB! Wow, it's been a while since you've been around. NB has redeemed a stretch. Everybody stretch. I'm a static potato, NB. Thank you for the stretch. Hey, NB, we have a shrimp emote now. Sorry if you heard my dad cackling in the background. Consent is important, yes. The streamer is good. We are, logicking tent and, talking about cursing people at Conquest. You can tell where I get my laugh from my dad's cackle. I cackle like that sometimes too. How wild you feel if someone just come up and say, "I will touch you now." Yeah, no, it's one of those things at LARP, like, Conquest for sure is very much about consent. Yeah. You could theoretically be like, I'm gonna draw on you. And the person could say, I really, really don't want you to do that. It's can I touch you, yeah. And the person could say, I really, really don't want you to do that, or I really, really don't think you should do that. And that is, if you say really, really, that means, like, both in and out of game, I am serious, don't do this. And that is, like, giving or denying consent. Yeah. In LARP, it just, you ignore it. It's like the guys running around with cameras that are part of the staff at Conquest. You don't even see them. Like, they're wearing their own costumes, but, like, NB showed me a video of someone doing a quest at Bicoline. And, like, I didn't even notice the guys in the red shirts with the cameras, with these nice big professional cameras. But I noticed the people who, one had a Walmart bag next to them at the chair, at one of their chairs, and another girl wearing a Lakers jersey. Like a cheerleading Lakers outfit. And I was like, what the fuck? If I saw that at Conquest, I'd be so upset. And, like, I was already mad at, like, the guy who was camping next to us at Dendronia this year because we were told to keep our out-of-time stuff inside our tents, and he just did not. He left this bright yellow bag that he used to carry his armor to Conquest in just out next to his tent. Yeah, you thought he was holding something else, but no, he was carrying a whole ass professional video camera. And you didn't even notice it until you're like, oh, there's a camera there, jeez. And I think it's because it's all black, but like the Walmart bag is bright blue with the Walmart logo on it, the Lakers jersey is purple, and like the guy himself, he was in a costume. Yeah. I think I was I mentioned it to somebody, the person who was tenting next to us, or next to him on the other side. It was Adrian, by the way. Um, I think they reported him too. I didn't report him because I was just like, okay, maybe he just forgot. I'll let it slide this one time, but if I see it out again, like, I'll complain. And it kind of disappeared. The Lakers flag on, yeah, like, I was skipping through the video, so I didn't really see it. Well, I did see it later. But, like, the girl in, like, the Lakers cheerleading outfit, like, come on, man. That stuff isn't supposed to be out at Bicoline either. And yeah, fantasy, it should. It has to be. It has to be kept out of the way, but people kept leaving water bottles out on the table, and they weren't supposed to, and I was constantly picking up OT stuff and putting it in the OT tent area. Like, I left some of my stuff hanging around camp, but it was like my character stuff, you know, like my dishes. Or my cooking set. But I left it in the kitchen area. And like, what was it, like the Friday night? I got really drunk and left like half of my gear out on the bench. Because I just left it there because I was too drunk to do anything else. Yellow was a common color among nobility, so it was very clearly, very obviously not intended for that, and yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't really matter at Bicoline because it's a fantasy world. But, like, graphic designs, like modern graphic design on a modern fabric flag. Oh, Conquest? Well, Conquest is fantasy too. But it was like plastic, bright yellow, like sunflower yellow. Not even like a lemon. Never too poor for an onion skin dye. I mean, it depends on your culture too. There was a point in ancient China where you weren't allowed to wear anything that wasn't just basic, natural color of the fabric after it was made. Like, you weren't allowed to dye anything. Only the nobilities could dye anything, even if it was like natural dyes. My dear shirt was dyed yellow with saffron. It would be more of an orange. Heroes redeemed a posture check. Everybody on Shrimp Thing Spines. Shrimps. Give your sides a little stretch. A little wave back and forth. Loosen up the joints. Seaweed in the ocean currents. Over dye blue and red? Nope. This is a sea snail. The Demora use purple as a writing color. Purple's a popular color for them. Because they got lots of sea snails. The only reason I chose the, like, turquoise, aqua, and teal was I was trying to work within, Reckoning's color system. So I was trying to pick a color that wasn't part of their established system already, and you couldn't use purple because that was their NPC color or something. Being nobility doesn't make you smart. Or insusceptible to getting scammed, yeah. I think that's all that's left to do for this outfit is to just start working on the patterns and making it. A very woad kind of blue. I mean, the blue I chose is teal, so it's blue-green. Bleen, even. My favorite color, bleen. I mean, my character, Zul'Zaheen, was my challenge to make a character whose entire theme was brown. And I came to appreciate the color brown a lot more. Likewise, red is very matter. It's not quite the pure color of them. Yeah. The Demora are very good with dyes. Nameless is sort of like character-wise bounced back and forth between being a fisherman and being someone who worked with dyes. And I'm still trying to figure out which one it was. You could always dye it green. You can get Color Remover Fantasy and test it on a swatch. It's very stinky, though, I warn you. Color Remover is very stinky and very toxic. So do it outside if you can. Linen does dye very well. I'm still working out what fabric I'm going to be making things out of. There's my piece list. Like the base pants. Like, these ones are going to be linen because they're the under layers. And I think this one's going to be twill. So that's cotton. The top layer is going to be silk. This one could go either way. It could be cotton, it could be silk. I don't know. Probably that. But this one could be silk too. Just the whole thing. Will you trust Medic with a demon core? I wouldn't trust Medic to fog a mirror. That's a new one. Lots of room for functionality and edge bindings and cords. I do want to make my own bias tape out of a gold silk. So it would be, where's my fabric samples? It would be a Dupioni. Let's turn off the tent and fabric notes. And what layer is this? This. So it would be a gold silk like this. You do tablet weaving? I'm not sure I would have time to make tablet weaving. But I do want to do some of my own cord work. This is the red that I want to use for the wrap. Again, it's a Dupioni. Oh, you're talking to Neff about that? Yeah, I certainly don't have time to do tablet weaving. I would love to do tablet weaving, I just don't have time to do it. But I've always wanted to try it. I like this silk, but I think it needs to be darker. I don't know what to make the sheer stuff out of. It's on your list, yeah. And depending on how big you want your tablet weaving to be, you need quite the loom. Some of the tablet looms, I'm just like, whoa. You need like a whole room just for that thing. Nice. Yeah, if I change a bunch of my colors, this was the original set, so I'm gonna have to go find more fabric again. I believe my plan here is canvas, cotton, twill, which is cotton, and then we've got silk, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna make this without it being a polyester. This underside, probably cotton, and then any next to skin is linen. You feel kind of sad now. Why are you sad? tablet looms are like 2 inches thick, so they store way better than other weaving things. Fair enough. Tablet weaving is a lot more compact than other weaving. I think I'm holding myself back. I'm terrified of going to Conquest alone. But you know what, Fantasy? I had only been to Spain with like a tour group, and it was like travel and tourism students who created the trip, so like they all knew what they were doing. Except I was in events management at the time, and they just invited us because they're like, oh, well, it will be good and we have space. And I was like never alone for more than a bathroom trip. Whereas I went to Conquest by myself, and I was lucky enough to be on build crew, so I had some people pick me up from the hotel and take me there, but like otherwise I had to book all my flights and get there on my own, and I had to go from a city outside of Toronto into Toronto, so I had to travel there kind of on my own. I had my phone with me, so like people were keeping up with me and you know, helping me when I got stuck places or a bit lost. So as long as you have a phone and you can contact people, it's fine. You'll be fine. Sometimes to get over your fears, you just need to go and do the thing. So Fantasy, just do it. And you know what? You'll get over your fear pretty fast, and you'll find out, really, it's not that bad. Actually, it's kind of a lot of fun. Just make sure you drink water and go to the bathroom regularly. But get your salts, drink your water. Don't do like I did first year and not get enough salts. Don't be alone. Oh, you got a whole Dendronia of people who are familiar with you, who will be there for you. Neff is absolutely right. There's dowels and rails and a bunch of bolts. And with a way to finger tighten. Turns out one can get those. You could certainly do it all fancy like. But you could also make it out of pine framing lumber. Yep. Welcome back, Ross. Need to get ready for therapist appointment. Well, good luck with that. It's because my stepmom was huge and we right. She had all kinds of different looms and offered lessons and classes for weaving. Didn't spend enough time learning from her before she passed. I'm so sorry, Neff. Maybe you should message him. Be like, hey, it's been a while since we talked. And I'm just getting worried about you. Reach out to him. Maybe they just think you don't want to talk to him for some reason. Yeah, my grandma did a lot of like sewing and crochet and knitting. She taught me knitting once. But I wasn't good at it. Neff, maybe you could ask your mom or your sister if they know anything about why he might be ignoring you. Maybe you could ask them. I would just straight up ask them, Neff. Are you near enough to visit your dad, Neff? Like, where does he live? Are you near enough to visit him? Just go there. And be like, hey, why do you never talk to me? I send you messages. Yeah, so go there. Just go there. Well, how do you know? You know what? Next time they're talking with him on the phone, just take the phone from him. Don't even ask to pass it off. Just take the phone and be like, hey, Dad, what's up? It's been a while. Missed you. Love to have a conversation. Sometimes you just gotta be bold. You could literally just ask your mom and your sister, hey, is dad ignoring me? Did I do something? Did I say something? Because, yeah. Don't give up, Neff. Don't give up. Maybe there's some misunderstanding happening. It's better to communicate and find out the truth of things than to ruminate it on it and it turn out to be nothing and you wasted all that time for nothing. It's kind of like my brother refusing to go to the doctor because he thinks there might be something wrong with him. And I'm like, well, if there is, it would be better to catch it now, wouldn't it? How do you know he's ignoring you? Maybe he's not getting your messages for some reason. Take the phone from your sister next time she's talking to him on the phone. Just take the phone. Just take the phone. That's what I would do. If I thought somebody was ignoring me and they were avoiding me for whatever reason and other people were talking to them right next to me and wouldn't give me the time of day when I asked to talk to that person, I would just take the phone. Consequences be damned. Especially if it was somebody that I loved and cared about and I had no idea if or why they were ignoring me. Like, I would just take the phone. That is my recommendation, Neff. Just take the phone and talk to them. You know how many times people message me and I simply don't respond, Neff? Daily. Sometimes I won't respond to a person at all. I'll see their message and within a minute I will forget because I will have switched back to something else and it'll be like 3 days. Like Cora sent me a message with a picture a few days ago and I never responded, and yesterday he was like, yeah, did you see my message? And I was like, no. And I go and look and I'm like, oh yeah, I did a few days ago. Maybe it's he thinks you're okay being on your own. I don't know. Could be just a misunderstanding. Man, I'm just trying to help you. You know I care. I just want to let you know that I do care, and I'm just trying to be helpful. I just don't want you to, find out that it was a misunderstanding. Well, you don't apologize, man. I'm here for all of you guys. Taking over stream chat. Pfft. I'm here for all of you. And I care. So, don't feel bad. We're friends here. Look at this fish lantern. Here, I'll change the subject. Look at this fish lantern. It's silly. I'm terrible at this. Neff, if anything, I care about you. So there. You've got me now. I'm like a koala stuck to your leg. I'm shrimp ain't spines. Buster check. Shrimp, 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 shrimp. Lobster. So there. See, we care. Being angry is familiar territory. Yes. And you too, Ross. We also care about you and the plight that you suffer. You've got the opposite problem Neff does. Your family bothers you too much, but isn't appreciative of it. Every time I do something for my family, they're always appreciative of it. They don't bother me too much. They don't ask me for too much. We help each other. We give each other space. I can't fathom otherwise. And, like, I see people having trouble with their families, and I'm like, man, I got it real good. We are like your children, and I'm just that neighbor's kid. Yeah, well, I had a lot of friendships that fell apart. I've faced betrayal. I've been bullied out of communities that I was a core member of for a long time. I've been humiliated by people. I have had cruelties thrust upon me. But in the end, I still can't stop caring about people. Even people that are complete assholes, I'm like, maybe if I talk to them enough, the people like Asmongold's community, like, I'll still leave comments on Asmon's videos. I'm still subscribed to him, even though, like, I don't think he's a good person. I think he's just a person. I don't think he's a bad person either. He's got some bad views. But he's also one of those people who's willing to admit when somebody points out he's doing something wrong and they point it out logically, he'll be like, oh yeah, I guess so. Maybe I am being an asshole. Maybe I should stop that. Okay, I'll correct my behavior. And, like, that's what I appreciate about him, right? I need to learn Tessa Ross and I can drag each other to the gym when we get angry and burn it off. Yeah. Does not let him also play when trying to feel apart that someone will insist that the pain of that has nothing to do with my overall situation. Actually, it has a lot to do with your situation. And the way things went in your life dictates a lot of how things occur in the future, because you might be too afraid to take the steps. Like, Fantasy is too afraid to go to Conquest. So she keeps making little excuses like, oh, I might not have enough money to go, or, at least she admits she's scared. And yeah, it is. It's scary to get on a plane and go to another country to meet a whole bunch of people. There's a lot that can go wrong, but you've got a lot of people with other experience that you can lean on now. And that's the kind of community that I want to foster, too. Like Skilltree, I want people to know that they have a place to go to talk to somebody that they can trust and get advice from. So if you have something that you want to talk about in the chat, I am fine with that. Expense is a valid reason for not going, though. Yes, it is. I've already paid for my tickets, and I can't get that money back unless I sell it to someone else. So I'm going. But it's also, like, a major mental health thing for me. I never realized, like, I always thought it weird people traveled so far for vacation and stuff, and the only reason I went is because I won the ticket. And then after I came back, I was like, I've got to go back. Because that was so good for me in terms of self-confidence. And then Arias insisting on commissioning me for the costumes. And then I was like, okay, this is something I can do. Maybe I can take more commissions. Well, I'm drawing anyway, so I might as well get back into streaming. And, like, just the little steps changed things in my life. And, like, meeting you guys also continually changes things in my life. I meet weird people like Death, who create weird characters like Medic, and it's weird, but it's not bad weird. It's great weird, and I love it. Translation: stop bitching about your friendships. They aren't relevant. You're just distracting yourself because you're not fucking doing things to fix your life. And yes, in some ways, it is a coping mechanism to bitch about things. In other ways, it's also important to bitch about things because it's called catharsism. It's releasing the frustration so that you can move past it. Because not everybody can internalize things. And you can't internalize, nobody can internalize everything. Hearing from you about him is a viewpoint I'd otherwise never get. Yeah, so... Heart! Yeah, I need help regarding relationships. For all my sincere kindness, there's like a hateful wrath that fills oceans regarding too many unresolved things. Yes, and I get that. I am like that too. I am filled with oceans of hateful wrath as well. And honestly, it sucks. Because you know that's there, and you don't want to be that kind of person, and in some ways, you're hurting yourself by having that wrath within you. Because think of what you could fill that space with instead. Your brother stole something from you. Okay, well, let's take the stoic approach. It's gone. What measures can you do to stop him from stealing from you again? Get multiple locks on your doors. Get a safe to keep your stuff locked up. It's how you respond to the situations that really matters. Like, I spent 20 years suffering horrible, debilitating depression. Despite that, you know, I was still going to school. I was still trying to better myself, still looking for jobs. I could have looked harder, but that's neither here nor there anymore. It's gone. That time has passed. I'll never get it back. So I just gotta move forward. Right? And I think that's the way that you guys have got to look at it too. Now, with your brother that owes you money, just keep asking him for it. But just assume you're never going to see it at this point. Because that sucks. But you know what? You know what you do? You never lend him another penny again. Ever. Are you paying for gas for the car when they ask you to drive everywhere? Stop doing that. Just let the car run empty. And be like, oh, it's out of gas. Why is it out of gas, Ross? Because you haven't paid for any of the gas. Like, it's very easy. Tap him in the nuts. Got my money? Eventually I'll pay you back just to stop the nut shots. Nice. There you go. Neff's got the answer. Touch him inappropriately. Yeah. I have no doubt that we all have problems. Look, I told my brother the background for my character, and he's like, holy shit, that's dark. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm a writer. What do you expect? There's You know, you've got to think about the evil if you're writing villains. It's not that, like, I'm the kind of person who would do those things to other people. It's just the background I came up with for my character. And my brother's like, well, it doesn't have to be so dark. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. That's just the way it turned out. That's just how this character is. I have other characters. They're bright, happy, bubbly backgrounds. That's perfectly fine. It's just Nameless happened to have a really dark, horrible background. And he's still resilient despite that. Yeah, Ross wasn't here when you came by earlier, Death. So he's just seeing you for the first time today. I don't know what Sicario is, so some of this means very little to me. Oh, Hitman. I did not know that. No, I don't get it. I haven't seen John Wick either. Ah, okay, there you go. That makes more sense. Anyways, I went way longer than I meant to. So I'm going to leave you guys here, and we're going to raid Moko Main. Sass, thank you so much for helping me with tent logic. A hydrate, a posture check from Neff. Everybody on Shrimp Thine Spines, and a Streech. I don't know. It depends on the context. It could be either. But thank you all for coming today. I have to go find my sculpting tools before this evening, and it's probably going to take me all day. So, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for watching and coming today. I thought it was going to be a short stream, and it ended up being a long stream. So, enjoy Moko Maid. They're very energetic. And I just hope you guys all have a good day. I know we talked about some heavy things. Make sure you have a good day. That's a threat. Or else. Alright? Everybody stretch, unshrimp thine spines, and may you wash ashore distant lands safely. Have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.